Man.
Hey there.
Hello.
My name is Steven Carbajal.
Hi, Steven.
I am the sales representative here at Salesforce. Pleasure to meet you.
Have a seat.
Yes, sir. I brought a notepad just in case if I need to get any additional notes from you. But yeah, it's a pleasure speaking with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with today?
So my name
Is it
is
on the recording?
yes. My name is Mark Yoni.
Mark Ioni.
Yes.
Gotcha. Pleasure to meet you, Mark. And I just came across a recent article on LinkedIn, posted by a specific. It was posted by a specific user or a specific a current associate that's currently working with you guys that pretty much highlighted how Linux is currently going through high improvements at the moment. Yeah, I noticed that you guys are currently are ranked amongst some of the top S&P 500 companies as having some of the highest yearly returns. And it's very impressive. I, along with the Salesforce team, want to congratulate Linux for reaching new improvements because we all love improvements somehow, and it's very good that the company is improving. But yeah, um, congratulations for that. So
Thank you.
yeah, pretty much what I wanted to talk about today was kind of get an idea of what your environment looks like, kind of take a look at your pain points, and pretty much uncover what current CRM you're running, what current CRM you're currently running, and kind of determine what your current needs, your future goals, and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what I want to discuss today.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And I believe we have about 15 minutes or so on the clock.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
definitely we want to make good use of
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
time. Yes, sir. So first things first, sir. Before I kind of dive deep into the nitty gritty, I wanted to see if anybody besides yourself is involved in the final decision making in this project that you guys have currently.
Yes. So, in addition to my team, our VP of Sales, who I report to, will be part of the decision-making process. Some of his region directors will have input into that because
Oh,
it's their sales team. And then IT also, because if we decide to use a technology product, there are various IT processes we have to go through as well.
Okay.
So those are the main stakeholders.
No worries. And remind me of the VP's name.
Steve Pitlick.
Steve. Okay, just wanted to
Yes.
make sure, just in case if I ever need to include him
Yeah.
in a future meeting. But definitely. And I guess what would be your timeline of implementation of this new CRM that you guys are?
I think first we have to understand whether or not it's the right thing for us or not.
Okay.
So,
We'll put it in.
I would assume we take the next 90 days
Mhm.
to really understand whether or not that kind of investment would be something that would give us the benefit.
Oh yeah, most
We've
definitely.
been around for a long time,
Mhm.
and we've been doing this a long time. So it's really, is that level of investment get us more than what we're doing today?
Perfect. Okay, no worries. We can definitely save that question for we. And I guess if you do find any value in what we talked about today, do you have any idea of what the next steps could possibly be?
I think other people will have to be part of the conversation, and
Understand.
I think before I would want to bring other people in, I'd want to get a little bit of a look and feel for what it
Yeah.
actually is,
Oh yeah.
and I would also want to know how other people are having success.
Perfect. Okay. No worries. Yes.
Because if others are having success, I always am a big believer in learning from others. And so I'd love to know what other B2B clients you have are using this that would be a similar business model.
Okay. Gotcha. And I guess going back to your original statement from earlier, what do you know about Salesforce?
I know that they are one of the major players in the CRM world,
Mm-hmm.
and I know it's a cloud-based technology.
Oh yeah.
So, I work very closely with our sales team on our sales process. So, I see the advertisements and I see a
Yeah.
lot of that. I just, I know that when you start dealing with technology products, they can get quite expensive.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yes. Yeah.
would want to understand that as well because, we have 200 salespeople.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a lot of investment for everybody to have a license.
Yes, sir.
And then all the extended people who would need to have access who participate in the sales process because we have other groups that participate in that.
Gotcha. And as for CRM, what current CRM are you currently running?
I wouldn't exactly call it a CRM. We're really using the Microsoft suite of products, so very Excel based.
Okay.
Um, and we're trying to look at as they evaluate potential new clients. We sell to dealers, so those dealers would sell solutions to you and I as homeowners. They're using Excel to scorecard those opportunities based on a template that we have.
Okay.
And so they're filling that out, and then we're using that and getting those in from all of our salespeople to then put into one file so that we can look at what that looks like from the standpoint of if we rolled up all the opportunities across the country, then what would that look like?
Oh, no worries. And speaking about your employees, how do they communicate using these templates? Yeah, since they're using the Microsoft suite.
So they're mainly emailing them in today.
I see.
And they have to provide those on a certain frequency. So we have districts, and those districts each have territories. And so we asked the district to aggregate those for all of their territories, and then the district sends it in to the region, and then we take those files and we put them all together.
Okay. Gotcha. And I think you said you guys have around 200 salespeople. Would that be an accurate amount as to the active users currently using that?
Well, those, like I said, those are the direct sellers.
Okay.
But we also have channel sales teams. We have
Gotcha.
business development sales teams. We have marketing. We have our sales operations. So there's probably another 50 to 100 people who would need access to the information, who get files for different reasons.
Gotcha.
We also, in addition to the new business side of doing prospect evaluation, we have a lot of customers that are existing. And so our salespeople would need to have access to their customers' information in addition to seeing prospecting about new business.
Gotcha.
So.
And I see since Lennox is a growing company day in and day out, I see yearly, as we previously mentioned in the beginning of our meeting, Lennox is a growing company, and I'm assuming with this current makeshift CRM that you guys currently are using, what kind of challenges arise from that?
I think one of the biggest ones is just visibility to all of our information in a timely fashion.
Okay.
So our analysts are pulling things in today, but as soon as that data is sent in, every day that goes by, it becomes static.
I see.
So the relevancy of 30 days from now, how accurate is that information?
Okay.
So our VP of sales needs better visibility to that information, which is why we're considering, making an investment in something larger than what we have today.
Okay.
I think when you look at sales productivity, we want our sellers in front of customers and in front of prospects selling.
Yeah.
So if they have to do all this work to manually put things in, then that takes away from selling time.
Because essentially at the end of the day, all this time being allocated to essentially storing data is pretty much devaluing, not essentially devaluing, but it's taking time away from your customers. And in the world that we live in, especially me, you and I, time is money, and it's always of the essence. So I can definitely see how that extra allocated time can pretty much be depleting anyway your resources. So if they're spending most of their time allocating, essentially storing this data, how does it affect your customers?
I think the biggest effect on the customer is maybe they don't get information as timely as they could. So, especially our existing customers, we have dozens of marketing programs, and finding out the information about each of those programs might take the salesperson 5 or 6 different contacts at corporate to get that information. So, if the customer doesn't have it readily available to them, then maybe they don't make the best decision because they don't know what they don't know.
Okay, Gotcha. And let's say, for example, if these issues wasn't addressed, how would it affect you along the lines? Let's say, for example, within the next 90 days or within the next year, how would it affect you, your customer, or the organization if this issue isn't addressed?
I think we want to make sure that we don't lose our customers.
Mhm.
So we're always concerned about customer retention and making sure that we're doing what we need to keep our customers engaged.
Mhm.
For the new business side, if we don't sign up enough new dealers, then we're not going to reach our growth targets.
Gotcha.
So, you know, uh, you're in sales, you understand that your sales quota doesn't go down every year,
Mhm.
it goes up.
It goes up. Yes, sir.
So, in order for the sales team to reach their goals, there's really only two mechanisms. You can grow your existing customers or you can sign new ones.
Mhm.
So, are they effectively finding the right opportunities, getting them through our sales process, getting them signed? We want them to be successful and we need them to for the company to reach the goals we have.
Gotcha. And on top of retention, being like now keeping that customer rotation, that retention, that customer loyalty, and obviously allocating more time and getting more of your sales representatives in front of your customers and actively bringing more revenue to the customer or to the organization. What are some other additional goals that you have planned over after this, or when if a potential CRM gets implemented within the next 90 days, or?
Uh, our sales leadership team wants to be able to manage their pipeline more
Mhm.
effectively and understanding how much potential opportunity is out there. We generally know how many contractors there are in North America, but knowing what that represents from a dollar perspective, um, it changes all the time. We have a very high um, businesses going out of business because they're small business.
Mhm.
So it's not like these are Fortune 500 companies where the data always is going to be pretty similar. A mom and pop dealer today might have a technician who leaves and starts his own company.
Gotcha.
So we need to know about that as soon as possible. And if, let's just say 3 out of 10 HVAC dealers fail every year, well, if those are your customers, then you need to replace them faster. So it's really accurate information, it's timely information, and it's making sure that we have a good handle on what the industry is doing, so that we can put our salespeople in the right areas to take advantage of where the opportunity is.
Gotcha. I understand. So, kind of backtracking, kind of just summing up everything that's been discussed in the last 10 minutes or so. Your company is looking to allocate their time more effectively in getting your representatives on in front of more customers, making more revenue, keeping that customer retention, and um, most importantly, just having more visibility amongst your environment. Is that pretty much what your essential pain points are in
Yeah,
this?
I'd say. The other big thing is we have a lot of tenured individuals.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at those 200 sellers, there's a large number of them that have been with the company for 10, 15, 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And, Lennox being over 100-year-old company, um, the other thing we have to consider is change management.
Yes, sir.
Because though the technology might be wonderful, how will our salespeople accept it and will they
Mm-hmm.
use it? So um, we know we can't continue to do things completely manual, but that's also, it's an opportunity and a challenge
Gotcha.
because we don't we don't want to invest in something that no one's going to use, and so we want to make sure that whatever we decide to invest in, whether that's enhancing what we have today or making an investment in a CRM system, that we're going to get a good, not only a good product, but it's going to enable us to make that change to take our processes,
Perfect.
towards the future. So,
Yeah. And Mark, essentially that pretty much leads me to my next point. If pretty much if we can alleviate those issues exponentially, let's say for example, I could put a percentage. If we can alleviate those issues by 90%, would you be open to seeing a demo, pretty much seeing firsthand, seeing how exactly we can pretty much almost automate these issues and pretty much make it easier and pretty much remove that whole management overhead and providing you more visibility and allocating less time and making sure that you can get increase your revenue and also obviously keep those that customer retention.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, would you be interested?
Sure.
Gotcha.
Yes.
I have an opening for tomorrow, next week on Monday, same time. If you're open for
Next
that, we
week
can
would
definitely
work.
do that.
Yeah.
It's a
All
pleasure speaking with you, Mark.
right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.